I will get started here. I'll mute you. There you go. We're gonna start. Oh, there he is. Just in time, Mo. Nice. So we're gonna start in either a comfortable seat or sitting on your heels, your choice. We'll start with just a short little breath work here to get us centered. So lengthen out through your spine here, draw the shoulder blades together just slightly. Let the eyes soften and shut. And start to lengthen out your inhales and exhales, moving them through the nose. Follow the breath as it moves through the nose, down the back of the throat, into the chest and belly, filling it all the way up and pause. And follow the breath all the way back out as you completely deflate the chest and belly. Try to get a full 360-degree expansion of the chest, forward and back and to the sides as you breathe in. Filling up every angle of the lungs that you can. Just let go of any distractions from your morning. Anything on the to-do list for later. Just come into this here and now in this practice. One last deep inhale in. And through the mouth this time, let it go. Go ahead and open your eyes. You roll out the shoulders a little bit here. And then to start today, we're going to place our hands behind our back, interlacing our fingers. We'll take an inhale in and broaden through the chest and start to draw the hands away from the seat. And then as you exhale next, we're going to rotate off to the right. Bring the gaze over that right shoulder, keeping the hands drawing away from the seat. Come back to center on your next inhale and then rotate off to the left. We'll come back to center. Go ahead and release the hands and then we'll sweep them up overhead, interlacing the fingers, except for the index finger. So you're pointing with both index fingers up towards the sky. Take an inhale to really lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, we're going to hinge off to the right first. And we'll come back to center and hinge off to the left. Coming back to center, we'll do a little back bend back, maybe bring the gaze up overhead, really point those fingers, extending through the end of the index fingers. And then as you exhale, let's go ahead and come forward, folding over, bringing the palms down to the floor as you release the fingers. Forehead down to the mat in front of you. We're going to start with some soft engagements of the shoulder blades here. So keep the full palms on the mat. Then start to pull the palms towards you without actually pulling them. Like actively engage, pulling the palms down towards you to draw the shoulder blades down the back. And start to push it away. So you're kind of rounding through the spine a little bit. And then pull it. So pull the shoulder blades together and down the back. And then push the floor away, rounding through the upper back, mid back a little bit here. One more time like that. Pulling it down, and then we'll push away. Then walk your hands back towards your knees. We're going to stay either sitting on your heels here or comfortable seats. You can just switch it up. More than welcome to do that. We'll start with some wrist and shoulder and elbow carves. So we'll take our right arm, bend the elbow at a 90-degree angle, lock in the upper arm with your left hand, or right hand. And then we're going to take all of our fingers and press them in together next to each other, including the thumb. And we'll start with our wrist carves. So we want to make sure that we're not cupping the hand at all as we do this. So no cupping as that happens. We're just trying to keep that palm nice and flat, the fingers nice and flat here. So we'll start by taking the fingers towards the inner line. Bring them down towards the floor, to the outside, up towards the sky, back to the inner line, towards the floor, to the outside, up towards the sky, switching directions. We'll go back to the outside, towards the floor, to the inner line, up towards the sky, to the outside, and then back towards the floor, to the inner line, and then we'll bring it just back to the center and do some grips in and out with the fingers. And then we'll do some little elbow work here. So we'll start by extending the elbow down towards the floor. If you need to come up and stand on your knees just to get that extra little bit of length, you're fine to do that. And then we'll turn the palm to face behind you here. And now lift the back of the hand up as high as you can go. Turn the palm back towards you. And then bring it back down. Turn the palm behind you. And then lift it up again. One more time. Turn the palm back towards you. Bring the hand back down. Turn the palm out. And then we'll lift back up. Go ahead and switch sides. Shake it out if you want to. You can stay standing on your knees or come back to sitting. We'll bend the left elbow in this time, locking it in right next to your ribs. And take the right hand on top of that left bicep and upper arm. Press all your fingers together here, trying to keep everything nice and straight and flat. And we'll start by bringing the fingers to the inner line, down towards the floor, to the outside, up towards the sky, to the inner line, towards the floor, to the outside, up towards the sky. And then we'll switch, going to the outside, to the floor, to the inside, up towards the sky, to the outside, floor, inside, and the sky. Go ahead and make a little fist in and out if you want to here as we switch it up. And we'll come to our elbow carves now. So come to standing on your knees here, and we'll start with our hand just in the neutral position. And then we'll bring it down towards the floor, palm facing out. Turn the palm to face behind you. Lift the back of the hand up. Turn the palm back to facing towards you. And then bring the palm back down. Turn the palm to face behind you. Lift it up. Try to keep those fingers all together. Turn the palm back to face you, and then back down. Nice. Let's go ahead and shake it out here. And then we're going to do some shoulder carves. So we'll stand on our knees here. Everyone will stand on their knees here. We'll bring our left hand to our hip to start. And we'll start with our right shoulder here. So let's start by making sure our spine is nice and long. Chin's just a little bit tucked here. Make sure the belly's not popped out too far. Toning the belly here. And then we'll engage everything And we'll start by moving just the shoulder joint here. So take an inhale and start to lift up as far as you can go without letting that shoulder hike up. Turn the palm out. And then as you reach behind you, continue to rotate your thumb down and then back behind you here so that the palm is facing out, and then come back down with the palm facing out here, thumb behind you. And now we'll reach back as far as you can go. Once you've hit that end range, turn the palm to face out as you start to rotate the arm up overhead, back in front, and then slowly back down in front of you here. Nice slow movements here so that you don't rush through anything and allow the rest of the body to compensate. Another one here, so lift up as far as you can go, and then turn the palm to face out, and then start to sweep the arm back. And as you do so, continue to rotate the hand and the thumb back and behind you here so that the thumb is facing behind you and the palm is facing out once you come back to your side. Reach back as far as you can go. Turn the palm to face out as you start to rotate up and around, and then back in front of you and arm down by the side. One last time on this side, we'll lift up as far as you can go. Turn that palm to face out. Sweep it around behind you as you rotate the thumb up and back. And then bring the hand next to the hip again with the palm facing out. Reach back as far as you can go. Turn the palm to face out as you reach the arm up overhead, sweeping it back in front, and then palm back down next to your side here. Nice work. Switching sides here. And if you want to, you can bring the other hand to the shoulder to give a little bit of feedback to make sure it's not hiking up. Hand either on the hip or on the other shoulder there. So left side, let's make sure we're extended nicely through the spine here. And then we'll start by lifting the left arm up as high as you can go. And if you have your hand on here as like feedback, just when you start to feel the arm lift up like that, that's when you want to stop. So you just want to make sure you go up just as high as you can before that shoulder starts to hike up on you. Then turn the palm out, sweep it around as you continue to rotate that thumb back behind you and palm out. So that the palm and the thumb are facing out and behind you once you arrive at the bottom. Extend back as far as you can go. And once you've gotten there, turn the palm to face out. Sweep it up and around and back in front of you and then back down. And then we'll come back up in front again. Going as high as you can. Turn the palm to face out. Sweep it behind you here, continuing to rotate that thumb back behind you. And then we'll reach back as far as you can go. Turn the palm to face out and sweep it up and back in front of you, and then back down with the palm by your side. Last time on this side, nice and slow, lifting that arm up. Turn the palm to face out. Sweep it back behind you, rotating the thumb behind you, palm out, and then bring it back down by your side. Lift it up and back behind you. Turn the palm out. Lift the arm up overhead and then sweep it back in front and down. Nice. And now we'll do some shoulder blade cars. We haven't done shoulder work in a while, so we're going to go through all the controlled motions. Okay, so we're going to stand on our heels and we're actually going to make fists this time. And you're going to make your fists kind of like you're driving your fists into the ground. And we'll start by lifting the shoulders up towards the ears. Continue to grip in with all of your might here on the fists. Draw the shoulder blades together as they're up by your ears. And then draw them down the back, keeping them together. Separate the shoulders, kind of rolling the shoulder heads in towards each other. And then lift them up towards the ears. And then draw the shoulder blades together, keeping them up by your ears. Down the back, keeping them together. And then keeping them down the back. Draw them away from each other. And lift them up towards your ears. Draw the shoulder blades together. Draw them down the back. And then draw them away from each other. Switching directions here. So we're basically kind of going like to the furthest point of each quadrant of this motion here. So you're gonna want to draw the shoulder blades together, really try to get them as together and down the back as you can. And then keeping the shoulder blades together, draw them up as far as you can and continue to try to keep them together. And now keeping them up, draw them away from each other. And then keeping them up by your ears or away from each other, draw them down the back. And then draw the shoulder blades together. Lift them up. Shoulder blades away from each other, down the back. Last time, together, up by the ears, away from each other, and then down the back. Nice, you can roll it out, shake it out, do what you need to do as you grab your strap or strap-like device here. So we're gonna bring the strap behind the back and place it in the hands so that your wrists are facing, or the backs of the hands are facing forward here. And have it maybe about double your shoulder length apart. Do I want double? No, let's bring it a little bit closer. So that maybe there's like a fist in between. It's like a fist in between like your hip and your hand there. We'll start there, and if that's feeling a little uncomfortable, if you got like longer arms, you can kind of bring it out a little bit further. And so we're going to start by bringing the shoulders and the hands away from the seat. And we're going to hold there for 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. And now draw them away from the seat a little bit more, pulling the strap away from each other. The hands away from each other and pulling them back as far as you can go. Maybe go a little bit further this time. And hold there for 3, 2, 1. Hands back towards the seat. And then draw those shoulders or the hands away from the seat again a little bit further. And hold there. And this time you're going to bend the elbows, trying to keep the shoulders where it's at. So bring hands come towards each other here. I'll turn behind you so you can see. And then we're going to keep the hands out away and draw them back to pulling the strap away from each other. And then bend the elbows so that the fists come together, but keep those elbows back and shoulders back. And then pull that strap away one more time. Bend the elbows, nice work. Fists together. And then go ahead and release. Remove the strap. Shake it out, roll it out, and we're going to make our way to a tabletop position. We'll just do a couple little cat-cows here. So inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the chin up. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking that chin in. One more, dropping the belly, lifting the chin. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. And now let's tuck our toes, lift our knees, and come to a plank pose. We're just going to do a quick round of the shoulder blade cars in our plank pose, a little bit more load on it. So tone the belly. Now we're going to lift the shoulders up towards the ears. Drop the chest towards the mat here, shoulder blades together. Draw them down the back. Now push the floor away to separate the shoulders. Bring it up by your ears. Chest to the mat. Shoulder blades down the back. Push the floor away. Shoulders up towards the ears. And then come back to a neutral spine. Take an inhale in. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. So we're going to start with our arms out long in front of us, kind of Superman-y style. Forehead's going to be down on the mat here. And we're going to do our pails and rails in this position here, in our extension position or our flexion position. So we'll start by pressing the outsides of the hands into the mat and start just at about a 50% effort or so, ramping up to 60%. And once you've gotten to about a 60, 70% effort, we're going to hold there for 3, 2, 1. And then now we're going to lift the arms up as high as they can go and hold there for 3, 2, 1. Bring those hands back down to the mat. Press the outsides of the hands into the floor. This time start with a 70% effort, maybe ramp up to 80%. And we'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the arms up as high as you can go. Once you've reached your end range, keep it there and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Outsides of the hands come back down to the mat and start pressing them into the floor here. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time lifting up here, lift it up as high as you can go. And hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the elbows so that they're down by your side. And then extend the arms out long next to you, so they're coming straight out from the body. Same thing here. So we're going to start by pressing the palms into the floor. And again, we'll start at about a 50 or 60% effort here. And once you've reached that point, hold it for 3, 2, 1. And now you're going to lift up as high as you can go. Trying to keep them straight out from the body and hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Palms back down to the floor and start pressing the palms in. This time, 70% effort or so. And ramp up to 80 and then hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the backs of the hands up as high as you can go. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press the palms back into the floor, holding it there for 5, 4, 100% effort if you can get there. 3, 2, press in, 1, release, and start to lift the backs of the hands up. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come back down, and then we'll bring our hands back to next to our hips here, palms facing down. All right, so we're going to do something just a tad bit different here on this one. It'll be pails and rails and stuff, but we're going to add a little bit of rotational capacity in as well. So we're going to start by pressing the palms into the floor, and we're going to hold it there for 3, 2, 1. And now lift the backs of the hands up as high as you can go, extending the shoulders back, drawing the shoulder blades together, and hold here for 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to turn your palms to face the sky as you continue to lift the hands off of the floor. And we'll hold there for 3, 2, 1. Now bring the backs of the hands down to the floor next to the hips and start to press the backs of the hands into the floor here. Holding it there for 3, 2, 1. Flip the hands back over so the palms are on the floor. And we'll go through that again. This time we're going to add a little bit more pressure. So start pressing the hands into the floor here. Go to about a 70, 80% effort. And we're going to hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the backs of the hands up as high as you can as you draw the shoulder blades together. Broadening through the chest. Really lift, lift, lift. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotate the palms up towards the sky. Maybe find a little bit more extension here as you do that, lifting the palms up. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Backs of the hands come to the mat and start pressing the backs of the hands into the floor at a 70% effort or so. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn those palms back to the floor. Start pressing those palms in at your 90% effort, maybe even 100% effort. Really pressing in with all of your might here, holding it for 5, 4, 3. Keep everything else engaged. 2, 1. Lift the backs of the hands up as high as you can go. Really lift, 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 lift. Shoulder blades together, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn the palms to face the sky. And continue to lift here, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the backs of the hands back down to the mat. And this time press the backs of the hands into the floor at about a 90, 100% effort here. Really press, 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 press. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. We'll bring our arms out long to a sort of T shape next to us here. And we're gonna just do some rolls onto the shoulder. So we'll start rolling onto our right shoulder. So bring the right hand, or left shoulder, right hand comes underneath the right shoulder. Start to press into the right hand as you roll onto that left shoulder. Get a nice stretch through the chest there. Yeah, you got it, nice. Your feet can kind of stack on top of each other here. You should be fully on that left hip. Come back down to the belly. Extend out that right arm. We'll roll onto the right shoulder. So the left hand comes under the left shoulder. Start pressing in, rolling onto the left hip. And we'll come back to center here. And stay down on the belly. Okay. And then we're gonna put all these little things together that we just did, except for that rolling onto the shoulders. So we're gonna start with our arms out in front of us here. Forehead's on the mat, outsides of the hands are on the floor. And we'll start by pressing that, the outsides of the hands into the mat here. Really press, 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 press. And we'll hold there for 3, 2, 1. And now lift your shoulders up, your arms up, hands up, everything up. Press through the tops of the feet. Help lift up as high as you can go. We're gonna hold in this position for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep the arms up, bend the elbows so you come to a cactus shape. So your arms are coming out from the side, bent at a 90-degree angle. Draw those shoulder blades together and hold here for 3, 2, 1. Extend the arms out so that they're straight next to you here. And then lift up the backs of the hands as high as you can go. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the elbows and draw them down so that the elbows are next to your ribs here in kind of a V shape with your palms right next to your shoulder heads. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the arms back behind you, lifting the backs of the hands up towards the sky. Palms should be facing together at this point. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotate the palms up towards the sky and then bend the elbows so the hands come together just over the top of the back here. And kind of stack them on top of each other, but try to hover them away from the spine. And hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the arms back out. And then we're gonna bend the elbows again one more time, but switch the stack of your hands here. And hold here. Nice work, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the arms back out. Bring the backs of the hands down to the floor and start to press the backs of the hands into the floor. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to lift the arms back up again here one more time. Extending up. And then bend the elbows so the hands hover over the low back. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Extend back out. And then bend the elbows again, switching the stack of your hands here. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the elbows out. Take the palms towards the floor, turn them towards the floor. Bend the elbows so that the elbows are right next to the ribs. Palms are by your shoulder heads. And then extend out long next to you here with the arms still hovering. And then reach up the back of the hands as high as you can go. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the elbows into your cactus shape. Nice work. This is hard. Keeping these arms up. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms extend long in front of you, keeping them up. And hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Outsides of the hands come down to the mat in your Superman style. Press the outsides of the hands into the mat. And hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release. Maybe bring the palms under the forehead. Nice work. Roll back and forth on the forehead if you want. Just a quick little break before we do that again. All right, so let's extend those arms back out in front of you again. And we'll start to press the outsides of the hands into the mat here. And this time, try to get 100% effort into this press. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the arms up, and we'll hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Bend the elbows, coming to your cactus shape, and then draw the shoulder blades together. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Extend the arms out and then lift the backs of the hands up higher. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Bend the elbows out of V shape, bringing the elbows to the ribs. Palms are by your shoulder heads. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Extend the arms behind you. Lift the backs of the hands up as high as you can go. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Turn the palms up towards the sky and then bend the elbows and stack the hands. And this time what you're going to do is place the back of the hand on the spine here. So a little bit of a rest. You can let the elbows sort of collapse down towards the floor. And we're going to do some lift offs here down at the bottom. So what we'll do is we'll take a nice deep inhale in. And as you exhale, start to lift the elbows up and then lift the backs of the hands up as high as you can go. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Hands back to the spine, releasing for just a second. Nice deep inhale in. And exhale, start to lift the backs of the hands away from the spine again. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Release the backs of the hands to the spine. One last deep inhale. And exhale, let's hover those hands away from the spine again, holding for 3, 2, 1. And then we'll bring our hands back to next to our hips, palms down on the floor. Couple breath rounds here. And now we'll go ahead and grab our strap and place it over the small of your back here. Grabbing on each side, and you're gonna want the back of the hands to be facing towards the floor. And about 1.5 shoulder lengths apart here. And so now we're gonna lift it up, drawing the strap away from our seat. You don't have to go all the way up though. And then we're gonna pull the right side out as far as you can. So you're basically trying to bring the left arm over your seat area, so it's coming straight down your back, and your right arm is kind of coming straight out from the side of you here. And you'll come back to center. That makes sense? I'm just watching you guys for a second. Yeah, it looks like it is, okay. And then pull the left arm so that it's coming out straight from the side of you like a half T. And then your right arm is kind of parallel to your torso here with the right hand over the seat. We'll come back to center, one more on each side. Pull it to the right. And then back to center and pull it to the left. And then go ahead and release. Strap off to the side, hands under the shoulder. Press your way up to a tabletop and then to a child's pose. Arms out long in front of you, forehead on the mat. And just come back to your nice steady breaths here. And then we're gonna walk our hands to the right side of the mat as far as you can go. Try to keep that seat and hips exactly where they were, so you get a nice stretch through the left side of the body. And we'll walk the hands over to the left side of the mat this time. Get that stretch through the right side of the body. And we'll come back to center. And this time we're gonna bring our seat up and the knees together here and extend the arms out long enough. We're coming to puppy pose. So forehead's down on the mat. We're just gonna have the seat up over the knees this time instead of down by the heels like child's. Have the outsides of the hands on the floor so that the palms are facing together. And then maybe bring your fingertips together and start to bend the elbows and raise the hands over the head towards the top of the back. Go ahead and bring those hands back down. Hands under the shoulders, press up to a tabletop. And we'll sweep the feet around. And we'll make our way to Shavasana for a quick little rest here before we move on with the rest of our day. Just settle in here, let the body totally relax into the mat, especially the shoulders. Just notice the shoulder heads and invite them to kind of relax down into the mat. Or towards the mat, I should say. go of any tension around the forehead, around the eyes, and the jaw. Just let that all relax. We'll start to bring some awareness to the breath. Some small movements back to the body. Fingers and toes wiggling, rolling out the wrists and the ankles. And then bend one knee in at a time and roll off onto your favorite side, pressing way up to a comfortable seat. And once you've arrived here, just take a moment to notice how you feel. Notice any changes to the body. And a moment of appreciation for your time spent on the mat. Bring our hands to heart center. Thank you all for showing up this morning, sharing your practice, sharing your light. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Oh, my shoulder is going good after that one. Oh.
That was tough.
Yeah, I kept you guys in some of that for a while. It'll be good. Gotta get more shoulder extension with all our computer work these days, you know?
Yeah, right.
So.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, so we'll keep on this little theme of just switching back and forth between hips and shoulders. I think that works pretty well. Maybe we'll add some spine stuff in periodically as well.
Perfect.
Good.
Nice.
All right, thanks, dudes.
See ya.
Have a good one. Bye.
See ya.